walk you through a brief presentation of a discussion on how to obtain financial freedom. Really the focus of what we do here at EazyBot and what we're going to talk about in today's discussion, it's really a solution to a question that just about everybody has, which is how do I find my path? How do I obtain financial freedom? And for a lot of people, the answer to this question about what financial freedom actually means, it's going to be very different. It's going to be very different from person to person. And so you've got your own answer, but we're going to talk about what this means and what this looks like and how you can work your way towards your own goals. All right, before we get into today's discussion, just a quick disclaimer. All the information that we're presenting here today is for informational purposes only. Presenters are not financial advisors, and so any of the presenters' opinions are their own and not intended to be used as a substitute for financial investment advice. As with any market, cryptocurrency carries risk, so please seek the advice of a licensed professional advisor before making any financial decisions, and past results are not indicative of future results. All right, so that just means we're all big boys and girls, and you understand that what we're talking about is up to you. There is risk involved. All right, hopefully those of you on the call have been around for a while and you recognize this gentleman on the right. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. He is a well-known author, investor, and he's written a number of books. And he talks a lot about something called the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant separates different income types. He calls them linear income and residual income. We're going to watch a quick video and let's hear a little bit more about the cash flow quadrant.
This is the cash flow quadrant made popular by Robert Kiyosaki. E stands for employee, S for self-employed, B for business owner, and I for investor. Employees trade time for money. Self-employed do the same. However, business owners leverage employees to make money, and investors leverage their money to make money. The left side quadrants value security, while the right side quadrants value freedom. One side is generally poorer, while the other side is generally richer. If you're looking to build wealth, and more importantly, achieve financial freedom, you need to stop trading hours for dollars. Build businesses, acquire real estate, and invest in assets. It's the only way to quit the rat race.
All right, so you talked about quitting the rat race, and what we're going to talk about here today is really going to focus on the left side of the quadrant. We're going to talk about how you can develop a system. This is specifically for our business builders here at EazyBot, and have that system work for you, leveraging people. And we're going to talk a lot about investing today, how to make your money work for you. So what Robert Kiyosaki is essentially saying is that if you want to get to financial freedom, in fact, let's look at a really interesting quote from here. From him, he says, to obtain financial freedom, one must either be a business owner, an investor, or both, generating passive income, particularly on a monthly basis. So guys, what we're looking at here is the 7 levels of financial freedom. And this is really a powerful visual because it asks the question, where am I? Where are you on this scale towards financial freedom? Here's the good news. It doesn't matter where you are today. It doesn't matter how close you are, but it does matter that you at least have an awareness. And I'm assuming if you're on this call today, then you also have a desire. And so the 7 levels start at clarity, getting a sense of where you are, then getting to a point of security where you can kind of cover your bases. And then we go through stability, you have some flexibility, and you feel a sense of independence. And then you work your way to financial freedom. Financial freedom essentially being where you can live off of the income that your investments generate. You can live off of your income that is passive, that you're not exchanging your time for dollars. And then one other thing that I want to highlight here on this ladder to financial freedom is that oftentimes we think of financial freedom as the pinnacle of our financial success. And really, when we think about it, abundant wealth is another level beyond financial freedom, where money really isn't a concern. You'll have more money than you'll ever need. And the reason I think that's an important distinction is because if we think that financial freedom is something that requires us to have more money than we'll ever need, then that seems to some, it might seem to you like an unattainable goal. Financial freedom is something every single person on this call can achieve, especially if you have a plan of action.
Time is the most important ingredient in any financial.
Let's listen to
freedom
Susie. I'm going to
recipe.
start this back over. So Susie Orman is an American financial advisor. Oops, let's get this started. All right, listen to this quick video, guys.
Time is the most important ingredient in any financial freedom recipe. And I'll just give you a very quick example. $100 every month in a Roth IRA, and you put it in the Standard & Poor's 500 index fund, and you do it for 40 years with average market returns of about 12%, annual average returns, you'll have $1 million by the time you are 65. But you wait. You just wait. And you think, $100 a month is $1,200 a year. In 10 years, that's only $12,000. What difference can $12,000 make? $300,000. Those 10 years cost you $700,000, and that is at $100 a month. Nothing makes up for time.
All right, nothing makes up for time. This is a really powerful introduction and discussion about the power of financial freedom and really planning for your financial freedom. I want to switch gears for just a moment, and we're going to look at the scenario that Susie was just talking about. So this is a compound interest calculator. I just happen to be using moneygeek.com. You can find any compound interest calculator you like. I just happen to like their graphics. So she starts with $100. This is the scenario that she just walked us through. And you're contributing $100 a month to it at an annual rate of return of 12%. She used 12% because that's the average rate of return that we've seen in the S&P 500 and in mutual funds and typical investments. It's what the average person has access to. And if you did that for a period of 40 years, at the end of those 40 years, you'd have right around $1 million, $1.1 million. Now, what she's saying is that the most important thing in your planning for your future towards financial freedom is time. And if you waited 10 years, let's see what happens here. So if instead of 40 years, we only gave ourselves 30 years, that's the $700,000 that Susie was just referring to. Instead of over $1 million, we're now just at $300,000. So time is a really, really important factor. Now, what she says at the end is really concerning, because if we need 40 years, if every one of us needs 40 years on this call, then quite frankly, unfortunately, some of us just don't have that much time. Quite frankly, I don't desire to spend that much time, and I don't know about you. So the reason we're here and the reason this discussion is so powerful and so important is that we're going to talk about some ways that you can impact the result of your path to financial freedom. Because here's the one thing that we have no control over. We can't go back in time. So it would be nice to have known this 10 years or 20 years ago. It would have even been nicer to make different decisions. Maybe it would have been nice to have access to tools that could have helped you or helped me to be at a different place today. But none of that's possible. So we have to deal with what is possible. And so let's talk about the things that we can impact. I think we can all agree that we can change our initial amount. So we can start with more than $100. We can also impact our contribution. But let's talk about what happens if we simply put ourselves in a position to get a better rate of return. So we're going to leave everything the same, and we're going to just double the rate of return. So this is 12% a year, it's about 1% per month, okay? What if we were able to double that rate of return? We haven't changed anything at all. We simply got twice as much on the return as what the S&P 500 has been averaging. And we gave it the same amount of time, and we went from, in case you missed that, we went from $353,000 over a 30-year period. If we gave ourselves, if we got access to double the rate, we would now be over $6 million. We plus $6 million on the return. So we know that we can impact the results. Let's take a look at some of the other things that we could do. Now, I don't want to spend 30 years. I don't know about you, but I'd like to see if I can compress this time down even more. I don't know what your goals are, but I'm going to put a number in here. I'm going to cut this number in half some more. So I'm going to go 15 years, and I'm going to really ask the question, what can I do to further impact to get me back to that $1 million mark? All right, so what if I could triple the return? What if I can get 3% a month? Well, that gets me definitely closer. It's still better than even the 30-year plan. But what if I started with a little bit more? Well, that gets me closer. And then what if I doubled my monthly contribution? Well, look at that. Guys, every single person on this call, if we look at this number here, $1,000, maybe you don't have it today, but you certainly can find a way to get to it. And if not, then hang on to this, stay on this call and we'll show you how. We definitely can show you how to get another $200 a month to contribute. And we'll show you where you can find rates of return that are triple, if not better, what you're seeing in the traditional markets. And guys, I don't know if you have 15 years. Maybe your goals require you to do some things in a shorter period of time. Well, here's what this calculator is telling you is that if you can impact your initial amount, your contributions, and or the rate of return, you can compress time. All right, let's jump back into our presentation and let's talk a little bit more about what we're working with here. All right, so we just talked a little bit about rate of return. And one of the interesting headlines that came out here in the last week is the world's largest publicly traded hedge fund bets big on crypto, despite the recent FTX turmoil. So a hedge fund is made up of professional traders. And these guys, their whole objective is to find better rates of return than what's typically happening in the market. That's how they make money. They outperform the market. And so you've got the world's largest publicly traded hedge fund that sees crypto as an opportunity to help them accomplish what they do for a living every single day. So that's an interesting perspective, especially against the backdrop of saying that they're doing this in spite of the recent FTX turmoil. Now, if you don't know what they're referring to, just a few weeks ago, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges came crashing down. The crypto crash intensified amidst the downfall of Bankman-Fried. He was the CEO of FTX. And so on one hand, you have the cryptocurrency market in this free fall, in this crash. And on the other hand, you have professional traders, the largest professional publicly traded hedge fund saying, we are doubling down in this space. We really believe that being in crypto is very important. So these contrasting ideas can be really intimidating to the average person because maybe you're sitting on this call or you've listened to other people or folks have invited you to take a look at crypto, any number of different programs, but it all can be really very, very intimidating. And there's lots of questions that have to be answered, the least of which is how do I choose a profitable strategy? How do I make sure that I'm protected and I'm safe? And how do I make sure that I'm consistently creating profits so that I'm moving towards my financial goals? Well, guys, today's call is all about helping you to discover how crypto can be easy for you. We're going to introduce you to a company called EazyBot, and our goal and our objective is to reshape the future of crypto trading. EazyBot is an automated crypto trading platform. It's absolutely ideal for brand new investors. If you've never traded, or if you don't have any experience in cryptocurrency, EazyBot's going to be perfect for you. And for our advanced, experienced traders, there's lots of reasons why you are going to love EazyBot. Couple quick bullet points: consistent profitable returns. Funds are always in your control in your exchange. Over time, you just learn how to trade crypto confidently because you're not responding and reacting to the ups and downs in the market. You're going to be able to build income that you're not exchanging your time for. So it's essentially passive, coming to you without you having to show up for it. Profits that are being generated for you are available at any time, and you don't need any experience to use EazyBot. Quick look at our vision and our values. These are the guiding principles that lead all the decisions that we make and even the product that we're developing. And we hope really that you experience this in your experience with EazyBot. Our vision is that crypto is going to impact the world as we know it, much like the internet has. We have people on this call today that are gathered from all around the world because of the impact of the internet. And cryptocurrency will impact us in a very similar way. And it's going to give the average person access to the tools to build financial freedom in a way like nothing else we've ever seen before. Guys, our story is really special to us, and we talk about crypto made easy. And I'm going to leave this up here. I'm going to encourage you that if you're brand new and you're hearing this story for the first time, come back to this recording and pause right here and read this story. The takeaway that I'll give you while we're here together is that EazyBot was created to solve a problem. Our CEO, Muhammad Ali, saw a problem in the industry and spent weeks using his training and expertise as an engineer to come up with a solution that would allow the average person to consistently trade cryptocurrency and profit from this amazing, amazing financial opportunity. Come back and read this story when you have a minute. This is our CEO and founder, Muhammad Ali. This picture was taken in our corporate offices in Dubai. We have a physical location where many of our members have actually met Muhammad. A few members of our executive team from left to right. We've got Breezy Wells, our director of support. Many of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, have had the privilege of meeting and spending time with Breezy. Our coach Ken, who opened up the call this morning, is our chief sales officer. Again, Muhammad Ali is our founder and CEO. I am David D. Charles, our Chief Operating Officer, and our beloved Peter Anthony is our Chief Support Officer. One of the reasons we're really excited about what we do is that we're very happy to be very transparent. We all show up, we're on multiple calls throughout the week here to support our community. All right, guys, so let's talk about EazyBot and why this is such an amazing tool and why there are people from all around the world that are excited about what EazyBot's doing. At the center of the show is something we call the EazyBot strategy. And it just means that you don't have to be an expert in order to be able to trade like one. Guys, I'm going to walk you through, this is exactly what EazyBot looks like here. And there are only a few decisions that you have to be able to make in order to use EazyBot. Can you come up with a name for your bot? We can give you some ideas to help you simplify that if you have a hard time, but you can come up with a name. You can choose the exchange that you're connected to, choose a coin to trade. We've got a list of coins, 19 as of today. There will be almost 30 within just the next few days. So choose any one of those coins. The company has already done a lot of research to help limit those coins to projects that we think will produce the kind of results that you're looking for. And then assign a budget, whatever it is that you want EazyBot to trade for you. If you can do those things and hit a save button, guys, you can use EazyBot. Now let's talk about what you're going to experience when you choose to use EazyBot to trade cryptocurrency for you. Well, EazyBot's designed for profitable trades only, which means that you never have to worry about closing and taking major losses. You know, one of the reasons why the average person doesn't do day trading is because it takes a lot of time and effort. You know, we've all heard stories and even seen the pictures of the guys and the girls behind, you know, dozens of screens where they're looking for opportunities. And those opportunities can come in moments, in seconds, and they can leave just as quickly. EazyBot looks for those opportunities 24/7. And when it closes on a trade, it is designed to only ever look for profit. We're very, very proud to say that 99% plus of all trades have been closed in profit. We've done 2.5 million trades so far since March when we've launched. And here's something that's even extra special to us is that EazyBot's designed to sustain massive drops in the market. We know that crypto can be really, really volatile. Last year, in November, crypto was up, Bitcoin, as an example, was up to $69,000. And this November, we saw it hit as low as 16, maybe even lower than that. Massive, massive volatility here. And so for a lot of people, that can be very intimidating. EazyBot is designed to ride this wave and find profits no matter what's happening in the market, whether it's up or down. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. Here's an example of what EazyBot actually does. So this is a portfolio that was started in May. And if you follow this along, what you'll notice is within 30 days of starting this portfolio, 19 coins, trading $1,000 each, the market took a massive, massive drop, almost 30% right out of the gate within the first 30 days. And it's never recovered. We've been tracking this account now for just about 200 days. And you can see it had a little bit of a recovery, but never did come back. And it fell again down into the 30s. And then right here, we took this massive drop. This is when FTX, that story we just looked at a few slides ago, that's when FTX crumbled and the market really went into a free fall. And now we're down into the negative 45% range. The value of this portfolio has dropped almost half. And in the same period of time, this blue line, if you follow this along, is showing you what EazyBot has been doing. It's been producing profits. It's been earning profits, even during this severe downturn. Let's actually look at this performance in two different ways. On the left-hand side, what you're seeing are the 19 coins that EazyBot has been trading. And you'll notice that you're going to have different performance from different coins. Some are going to perform better than others. On the right-hand side, it's the same 19 coins, but the green line in the middle that says portfolio is the average of all of the coins that are being traded. So on the left, we have dollars earned, or excuse me, USDT earned. And on the right, we have the percentage gains. Now, guys, keep in mind the context of what we talked about just a little while ago when we said there's not a whole lot we can do. In fact, there's nothing we can do about time, but what are the things that we can impact? We can impact how we get started. We can impact what we contribute, and we can also impact the rate of return. Now, here's an example, real live example of what EazyBot has accomplished in a very, very difficult market. Some might say it's the most difficult cryptocurrency market in the last 4 years. What EazyBot has already accomplished in a 200-day period in a down market averages 24% return for this particular account. Now, guys, past results are not indicative or guarantee of future results, but everything I just told you about how EazyBot operates is why we're seeing these kinds of returns. All right, let's move on. And let's talk about a few more things here. Here's Albert Einstein talking about compound interest, which is really what powers the results that we're seeing. We looked at a compound interest calculator earlier, and so you guys already understand this really powerful statement, that if you understand the power of compound interest, you can earn it. And if you're on this call today, we're showing you a tool that can help you with doing just that. And if you don't understand it, you're probably going to spend the rest of your life paying it to other people. So we really want you to pay attention to the power of making the decision of using a tool that allows you to earn and compound your earnings. Here's what EazyBot does. Every time it closes on a trade, it takes the profit that it makes and it uses it in the very, very next trade. And we could be closing multiple trades throughout the day. So you really have this compound working for you. All right, guys, the fact that your funds are always 100% in your control is super, super important. There are no shortage of cryptocurrency scams and Ponzi schemes and folks that just that are making huge promises about returns only if you send them your crypto. And I've got to say this, if you're serious as an investor, the number one thing that you've got to do is minimize your risk. Any place at all that risk is involved, you should have some kind of contingency for it. And whenever you're giving your money to a third party, you have significantly increased your risk. With EazyBot, your funds remain in your exchange account. EazyBot doesn't even have access to the funds in your exchange account. It connects through something called an API. And this is the way that two pieces of software talk to each other. So you connect EazyBot to your exchange, don't give it permissions for withdrawals, and EazyBot will open and close trades for you throughout the course of the day without any interaction on your part. It's simply looking for these opportunities. So all the funds you're trading with are going to stay in your cryptocurrency exchange account where you only have access. And the only funds that ever go to EazyBot are for package upgrades. So we're going to talk about the different ways that you can get started with EazyBot. And we're going to talk about what software service fees are here in just a moment. All right, for our advanced users, this might seem like this was all built for those who don't know anything about trading, but I want to assure you that we have a lot of advanced and experienced traders that love EazyBot because there are numerous customizable features. So you can plug into the EazyBot strategy and utilize that to your liking. You can modify it, or you can create a strategy all of your own using the powerful technology that EazyBot represents. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the product itself and why EazyBot's so amazing. What makes EazyBot the company and the opportunity is even more amazing is the fact that you've got incredible support. It's one thing to have a tool or a piece of software that's working for you, but it's another thing to know that you've always got access to support when you need it. We do 3 live Zoom calls every single week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We have a support ticketing system. So if you had specific questions, you're never far away from somebody who's willing to answer and support you. And we have a knowledge base that's full of frequently asked questions that you can always look up and search to find answers on your own. Not only that, but we have a free member resource and marketing app. This marketing app is especially important for the part that we're going to talk about here in just a moment with our affiliates. We have an amazing affiliate program that goes alongside EazyBot. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but we have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of value in this resource, in this membership app. It's a third-party app. You get push notifications that alert you to things that might need your attention as it pertains to your bots, things that are happening within the community. And if you want to share EazyBot with others, we've got a ton of tools in there for you as well. All right, one of the decisions that you're going to make is to choose the package that's right for you. We have 4 different packages to choose from. You can start as a free member. When you do so, you're going to get access to 2 bots that you can trade, and you can connect up to 1 cryptocurrency exchange account. Now, there's a software service fee for every trade. If you understand the way that any exchange works, every time an exchange you buy or sell on an exchange, there's a fee that's associated with that. Different exchanges have different fees. So EazyBot's very similar. The one difference, however, is the software service fee is only applied to the sell. So free members, it's 0.4% of the amount that is being sold. And it's only ever applied to the sell. Okay, so less than 1%. Our advanced members, 0.3%. Our VIP members, 0.25%. And our VIP plus members, 0.2%. All right, so if this is your first time and you're interested in getting started with EazyBot, it is fairly simple. You're going to create an account. You're going to connect it to your own exchange, and then you're going to start EazyBot trading.